La que vais a ver a continuación es la carta de presentación de Ricardo de Burgos Bengoetxea, el árbitro designado para dirigir la final de la Copa del Rey entre el Real Madrid y el Barcelona. Con el colegiado vasco, el Real Madrid tiene tan solo un 64% de victorias. En cambio, el Barcelona tiene un 81% de triunfos. Una increíble diferencia, a la que además se suma que el equipo de Ancelotti tan solo ha ganado 2 de los últimos 5 partidos con él en el campo. Pero lo más llamativo viene a continuación, porque aunque Ricardo de Burgos Bengoetxea sea árbitro internacional desde 2018, la UEFA jamás le ha designado para un partido de Champions. Y la FIFA tampoco ha contado con él para ninguna de sus competiciones. Sin embargo, en España, esta será ya su tercera final entre el Real Madrid y el Barcelona, tras las Supercopas de 2017 y de 2023. Un reconocimiento en España que no tiene a nivel internacional, pero aún así, sigue arbitrando partidos de este calibre. Uno de los hombres del círculo de confianza de Medina Cantalejo y de Clos Gómez.
Estamos centrando mucho los vídeos del Real Madrid Televisión, la verdad que es lo que más repercusión tiene, no te voy a decir que no. Te voy a contar situaciones que han pasado a compañeros míos y luego tú me das tu valoración porque quiero que me contestes. Cuando un hijo tuyo va al colegio y hay niños que le dicen que su padre es un ladrón y llega a casa llorando, eso es muy jodido. Lo que hago en mi caso es intentar educar a mi hijo, ¿vale? Para decirle que su padre es honrado, sobre todo honrado, que se equivoca, como un deportista más, ¿vale? Y eso es muy jodido, ¿eh? No se lo deseo a nadie. Pero el día que me vaya de aquí, quiero que mi hijo esté orgulloso de lo que fue su padre y lo que es el arbitraje. Porque el arbitraje nos ha dado muchos valores. Y no hay derecho, lo que estamos pasando, muchos compañeros y compañeras, no del fútbol profesional, porque esto afecta a nuestras familias, pero sobre todo del fútbol base. O sea que cada uno que haga una reflexión, de por dónde queremos ir y lo que queremos del deporte y del fútbol, ¿vale? Simplemente me gustaría que lo supieses.
Muy bien, gracias. Aquí lo dejamos. A las 5:15 volveremos a esta sala de prensa con la rueda de prensa de Araujo y del técnico del FC Barcelona. Gracias a todos.
Everything that you have seen in that video, it did have something to do with Real Madrid complaining to the refs. They're trying to say that Real Madrid have poorer results with this ref compared to FC Barcelona. That is the reason why I showed you guys that video, is because Real Madrid are having a whole show simply just showcasing why this referee is not in their favor. How childish is that? We'll be talking about this later in this video. If you guys did not understand what the commentators were saying, I basically just gave you guys a overall review and summary on what was Real Madrid's agenda on this episode for Real Madrid TV. We're also going to be talking about what Araujo and Hansi Flick had to say during the pre-match press conference, and I also want to talk about the 3 things that Barcelona must implement tactically to defeat Real Madrid. It is going to be a very interesting video. I cannot wait to share this with you guys, and so we do have a lot to discuss, and let's get straight to it. Ronald Araujo did state, and I quote, "I think it will be a completely different game from the games we have played against them. As I told you, another final, another game. With our tools, we will seek the result and the title, which is the most important thing. The team is in good shape, and that's clear. We're capable of winning everything, but we have to take it game by game. That mentality is what got us here. We have a team that is doing great things, not just for this season, but I think in the long run, we are going to be a real threat. So I am happy about that. I'm happy because the club deserves it, and our fans deserve it. And of course, tomorrow, we'll try to win the title to give them joy." So these are huge statements from Ronald Araujo, because he did just explain that, yes, we are successful this season, but the reason why we are so special is because we can do this, exactly this, with these results and style of play for the next 10 years. And that is because of players like Pedri, Yamal, Cubarsí, Balde. Our team is very young. And what's so great about this FC Barcelona team is that now that I think about it, right, this is probably the most balanced team in the world of football, meaning that this is a Barcelona team that has recruited the right veterans and also at the same time has promoted the right youngsters. We have the mix of experience with a young squad. Our young squad consists of Fermin, Yamal, Cubarsí, Balde, Hector Ford, Laporte, Casado, Bernal, and then we have the touches of experience like Lewandowski up top. We have Jules Koundé on the right back position. We have Inigo Martinez on the center back position. We have Rafinha on the left wing position. Ter Stegen, who's also another goalkeeper. Szczesny, who's like 37 years old. We have experienced players with youngsters, and as long as Barcelona continue to go down this path, we will be very, very successful. Our sporting formula does work. Moving on towards Hansi Flick, he stated, and I quote, "When I see how the team trains, how they try, and how focused they are, it gives me confidence. It allows me to believe in these players and see that they too have confidence, and I believe in them. We have a very clear idea of what to play and how to play tomorrow. I appreciate Real Madrid, but we're here to fight for 90 minutes and win the title." Then they asked him, who is going to be playing on the left back position tomorrow? And Flick stated, "You'll see that tomorrow." So clearly, right? Clearly Hansi Flick is simply just saying that because he does not want to give out his tactics very early or like 24 hours before the match. But I can't help but speculate what Hansi Flick has in mind, because the fact that he's trying to hide this, yes, it makes sense that he does not want to give out his game plan. But now I'm starting to think that maybe, what if Hansi Flick is thinking of something different? What if it is not Hector Fort nor Gerard Martin? What if it's Eric Garcia? What if Eric Garcia starts on the left back position? Because we have seen Eric Garcia play in those positions before. Yes, it's true. Eric Garcia, who plays as a right back, who plays as a center back, who plays as a CDM next to Pedri, can also play on the left back position. I think that is something that is not impossible. It is something very much real. If you were to tell me, can Eric Garcia tap that ass on Rodrigo? Of course. I think Eric Garcia has the capabilities. He has shown through the season that he is very confident in whatever position he does play in, and that is because of Hansi Flick. So watch out for that. Watch out for Eric Garcia maybe taking on the left back position. So now let's talk about the big story. So like I've said and what we saw in the beginning of this video, Real Madrid TV came out with an episode that literally dedicated its time to talk about why this specific ref named Ricardo de Burgos is such a bad ref when Real Madrid is with him. He is going to be the exact same person that will be the referee for the Copa del Rey final. And that is the reason why Real Madrid TV came out and said, this ref here, every time he is refereeing our matches, our results end up worse compared to FC Barcelona. They're not even saying our results are really bad with the ref. They say our results are worse when you compare the results of him refereeing FC Barcelona. That's literally what they said, which is outrageous. And you know what's crazy? You may say, oh, this is nothing much. It's just Real Madrid TV just trying to do their thing, and it has no effect to whatever's going on in the real world of football. Well, look, this exact same referee broke down in tears during the press conference today, and he stated, what we're going through is not fair. It's heartbreaking when my son goes to school and has to hear stuff like this, that his father is a thief. Now, reminder, I want everybody to get this very clear. Real Madrid TV have been attacking him for the whole week, but this episode really put the nail in the coffin. They have accused this referee for favoring FC Barcelona, for giving Barcelona better results compared to Real Madrid. That is insanity. And you know what's crazy? A couple of hours after that, Partidazo Cope has claimed Real Madrid have demanded a change of referees for tomorrow's Copa del Rey final. They believe the ref's appointment is not neutral. So I find it really ironic to know that Real Madrid are not okay with this referee when over the past 10 to 15 years, let's just say 5 years, right? Let's take a small sample. Over the past 5 years, the only thing that we have been seeing is the refs favoring Real Madrid over and over again. The RFEF favoring Real Madrid over and over again. For example, Lewandowski given a 3-match ban for touching his nose. Then you have Kylian Mbappe, who almost broke the leg of some player, and they give him a 1-match ban. It goes even beyond that. Like, for example, the league wants to take away Barcelona's players like Dani Olmo, Pau Victor, force FC Barcelona to play against Osasuna right after the international break, while everybody else got a huge break for at least like 8 to 9 days. Meanwhile, we only had about 3 to 4 days of rest. It goes beyond that. Everything that has been going on with Barcelona this season has been in Real Madrid's favor and nothing more. The league has granted the access for Real Madrid to sign big-time players with high wages like Mbappe, Vini, Bellingham, Rodrigo, Endrick, Tchouaméni, Camavinga. Give them high wages, and then you look at Barcelona, who cannot afford anything at all, and you still want to come out with these ridiculous episodes saying that the ref likes to help FC Barcelona more than Real Madrid? But like, how much more help do you need? How much more care do you need from your baby daddy, Javier Tebas, right? As a matter of fact, since we're talking about Javier Tebas, bro, like, Javier, why are you not doing anything about this? Because you are the exact same person that went out to the media and you said trying to influence refereeing is a crime, and Real Madrid are doing exactly that. What they're doing, according to you, Javier Tebas, Real Madrid is committing a crime, but you do not want to do anything, Mr. Tebas. If I'm not mistaken, you are the vice president of the Spanish Federation, as a matter of fact, and you still do nothing about it. You're like, what? I didn't hear anything. What did Real Madrid do? Oh, I gotta go to the bathroom. I gotta go to the gym. I gotta do this. I did not hear anything. What's going on? Nothing. But when Barcelona have a complaint about match scheduling because of how tired we are, how unfair it is to play every 3 to 4 days, Javier Tebas is so quick to say something and say, Barcelona should not be complaining and that this should not be happening, whatever. Funny, right? Funny how he comes out out so quick to go up against Barcelona, but when Real Madrid are doing something illegal, making refs cry, he hides. It's foolery. And it's not the first time. Real Madrid TV have been doing this over the past 3 years for sure, calling out all these things as if they're children. There's a reason why FC Barcelona are leaders of the league, semi-finalists in the Champions League, finalists in the cup that we're playing in, already winning a Spanish Super Cup. That is because we do not complain. We give out no excuses. Yet the whole world wants to say that Barcelona, all they do is complain every time they lose. These people have no shame. It's stupidity. So now I want to quickly talk about the tactics that Hansi Flick should implement in the Copa del Rey final. Point number 1, rapid, direct transitions. For context, Flick has moved away from Barcelona's slow, possession-heavy tiki-taka style and has transitioned to a more direct vertical progression style of play. I would even go as far as to say this. I think that everything that we have seen under Hansi has almost been the exact same thing that we have seen under Xavi Hernandez. It's just that everything happens much faster in terms of how we play out from the back, how we find those final third passes. Everything is way quicker. And Hansi Flick wants us to make the high-risk decisions. So we now seek to move the ball from defense to attack quickly and often baiting opponents to press high before exploiting the space behind with longer passes or rapid combinations. Hence the reason why Rafinha has been so amazing lately. So this approach has made Barcelona's attack more unpredictable and dangerous. And I believe that this directness could unsettle Real Madrid's mid-block and expose their defensive line too quick and involving more attacks. Point number 2, we need to have flexible base formation and fluid roles. We do fluctuate between a 4-3-3 and a 4-2-3-1. Flick's system is very fluid, sometimes forming a back 3 when building out, which is what we see with Kubarsi, Koundé, and Inigo Martinez. And with midfielders dropping deep like Pedri and Frankie, it does give the opposition a lot of difficulty. And this adaptability, it does make it difficult for opponents to predict and counter Barcelona's build-up. And so I do think that with the 3-2-5 formation, that double pivot of Frankie and Pedri is going to be important because we're going to want players in the midfield to commit to Pedri and Frankie. And if we can do that, we can open up spaces in the front lines for Yamal and Rafinha. Moving on towards point number 3, isometric attacking patterns, which is the last one. The right side is used for combinations like Lamine Yamal and Jules Koundé, creating those 1-2 scenarios, while on the left is a direct threat through Valdez overlapping runs and quick switches of play. Rafinha in particular has been redeployed centrally at times, so we can exploit his physicality and the link-up play. Wow, Lamine Yamal is given the freedom to isolate and attack fullbacks. And so I do think that if we can have Jules Koundé and Lamine Yamal at the top of their game, combining those 1-2s, we can create space on the left for Rafinha. And if we can also be at our best with Rafinha and let's just say Eric Garcia or Gerard Martin in this context, because we're not going to be having Balde in this game specifically, I think that if Eric Garcia can find Rafinha over and over again in those final third passes, we can stretch Real Madrid's defense and create spaces in the middle for Ferran Torres to attack. Ideally, I would really want to see Rafinha and Eric Garcia gang up on Vasquez, who is going to be Real Madrid's right back, and create those 2 versus 1 scenarios. Finding those numerical superiorities is going to be very ideal. And so that is it. That is going to be wrapping up today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.